afternoon, my crafty buds. It's your old bud, Peggy, back again with part 2, I guess you would say, of our wreath making tutorials. This one here, guys, is going to be for those of you who have the styrofoam wreaths. So this one here that I'm going to use is like one of the smaller size wreaths I'm going to make so that you guys can see a little bit better this one here. For this one here, we're going to need our styrofoam wreath form, of course. We're going to need some of the picks. If you have the wreath, I'm sure you've got the little metal picks that goes with them. We're going to need some ribbon. Even though if you guys are like me and you have the green one here, that's all fine and well. I'm going to cover that again. So we want a little bit of ribbon to wrap our form in. Those of you that has the white ones, yes, we're going to wrap the form. So I want to go with that. And then we want just a couple of 3 various ribbons to accent our wreath. So just, I like the wired ribbons personally. If you guys are used to working with the finer ribbons that aren't wired and stuff, and you feel comfortable, you just go right ahead. Use whatever ribbons that you guys have and that you like. Like I said, this is just kind of a go along with, you know, because I know you guys aren't going to be able to find a lot of this stuff I'm using. I've had, for Lord knows how long, some of these ribbons I've had. Anyways, you guys, I got various sprays. We are going to need some wire cutters, so get you a pair of wire cutters. We're going to need some of those. Again, I've got various kinds of sprays. I'm using different kinds of leaves. Beautiful, beautiful colors out there this year, y'all. I love the old vintage colors that is back in this year with more of the darker oranges and the bright yellows and the more rusty reds. I really like that. The creams, more of the vintage. I have a couple of flowers that I'm going to use. Most of my decoration is going to be based on leaves. I'm really into the fall leaves. So that's what really melts my butter, I guess you would say. I really am into beautiful leaves and stuff. I remember when the kids were little, we've got a joke still now around the house. The kids love to tease me about it. When they were little, they used to always say, what do you want us to get you for Christmas, Mommy? You know, and they'd save up their little quarters allowance and all this. And I'd tell them, you know, Mommy don't want nothing. Just pick me up a pretty rock or a leaf off the ground, you know, and bring it home. And I remember one Christmas that they brought me, gosh, what was it? It was a bracelet that year, I think, that they had saved their little pennies for, and got a little bracelet and put it in the box. And on top of the box, they all found a pretty leaf from fall and taped it to the top of the box. And that was so special. That little, you know, and they, ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. They get grown up and you get choked up. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. Whew, you see me get a little emotional there. Anyways, you guys, I love leaves. I love pretty colored leaves. I have some real pretty little scarecrows that I'm going to use on mine, you guys. And I'm going for the more smaller ones. This one here I think is a good size. And this one, I might use this one right here. She's quite big. She's actually almost as big as the wreath itself, but I may end up using her on the side anyway. So I would say just whatever size you're comfortable with. If you want to make your focal point some pretty flowers or something like that, or maybe you got a pretty spray with some acorns or some gourds on the end and different things like that, by all means. This is kind of your thing, and I'm just kind of basically, this is a crafting along with Peggy kind of thing. So anyways, we'll go ahead and get started, y'all. That's basically all I'm going to use. I've got several sprays like I showed you of leaves and stuff, and a couple of picks, and the ribbons and stuff. And the main thing is with these, it's all about layering and all that. So let's get started. I'm just going to let my ribbon hang on the ground right there. And I'm going to start on the back right here. I'm going to decide, you know, which side of this, which don't matter because we're covering it all up. And I'm going to open up my bag of pins right here and get a few of these out where I can get a hold of them. Here. Get them all spread apart a little bit there. And we're going to start on the back right here. And we're just going to lay this ribbon down. Make it just a little tiny, like a little envelope end right here. And get you one of your picks. And put it in at an angle. Put it in over that right there. And just shove it in at an angle. And that should hold it pretty good. I feel like y'all are really down low. Let me get you up a little bit. Let's see how this does right here. Okay, there we go. Yes, and now this is what we look like right here on the back. And then all we're going to do, guys, with this one right here is just really layer this. So we're just going to weave in and out and just catch a little bit of that edge and just wrap this is all we're going to do. Is just wrap up our wreath form right here all the way around. Just like this. We're just going to wrap it and wrap it and wrap it until we get all of it wrapped all the way around. That click click y'all just heard go through, there's the old dog. He has to make his presence known. That's our boy Rocky. He's, he's needing to go potty. Okay, hang on just a minute. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. When the old dog says he has to go, he means now. So, anyways, he's 10, and when he barks, we jump and yell how high. Anyways, guys, I went ahead and finished wrapping that, so y'all wouldn't be bored to tears watching me finish wrapping that. So I just completely wrapped this and secured the end of it up here on the top where we want to hang it at, is what I did with another pin there, and again at an angle. So now we're going to decide kind of what we want to do next, and I think what I'm going to do is grab a cluster of my pretty fall pumpkins and my leaves here. It's got some berries on it right here and stuff, and I think I'm just going to clip these off about a good 4 or 5 inches down. And kind of move these leaves up here a little bit on them. And I'm just going to clip a few of these. Sorry about that, y'all. I'll tell you, that trademark cough, huh? That's my thing, isn't it? I'll tell you what. I'll probably be coughing from now till the end of time. And then here we go. And I'm just going to clip all of these off of here. And then I'm just going to kind of decide what side I really want to make my main focal point on here, or if we want to do a double thing. Now we can do a double focal point, which I think would be a great idea. Let's just do that. Let's just do it like a double focal point. So we're going to get us a couple of clusters and kind of go on each side of the bottom here. You know, just about right there. And then let's grab us a couple of pins and in at an angle. Just kind of adhere that. You know, kind of where you're going up the center of the thickness of the wreath there. And just kind of try to catch one of those boughs if you can right there. And I think that'll hold a lot better. Yeah, it will. Try to catch one of them boughs. So let's take that out just a little bit. And we'll get that right over one of the boughs. Like where the leaves, I'll show you here in just a second. Whoops, I got this all caterwonky right here. And we'll just go in at an angle again like this. And see how I've done that? I've caught one of the little boughs right there. And see what I mean about each side of it? Just kind of, we're just going to kind of fill this in along this bottom here. I'm going to save this pumpkin for up high in the gourd. And I just want to go in here with some of these. And we're going to just layer over the stems is what we want to kind of do. And get our leaves up to where they're pretty. But just kind of layer over the stems like this. To where we just keep filling in the leaves. And we're going to go from side to side. And again, make sure you get one of the sticks over one of the bowels of the flowers, and it really holds it more snug and secure. And these pins will be wonderful because then we can stick more of our greenery in as we go. And let's just go ahead and clip some more. Let's get some more of our greenery going here. Some more leaves. If you guys are using your flowers, use some of your background flowers that you want to use first, and we'll build up. We want to leave our pretties for the main focus. So just trim apart some of your background stuff, you know, some leaves, and like I said, if you're wanting to use some of your flowers, use some of your ones that you're not so worried about layering over the top of, because this here's just the first layer here. So, and we'll just kind of just fill in with some little eye candy here. I think I'm going to lay some flowers down through here myself, but again, I'm going to make sure that it's some that, you know, I really don't mind that if I get one or two of them covered up. And that's what we're going to do from each side. Just go from side to side, layering, until you start getting, you know, if the sticks start getting quite long there, just trim them off. We don't want to start a overlapping of the stems hanging down. Anywhere you get a stem hanging down like that, you can go ahead and nip that some, because it's too long. So we don't want to have to worry about those. And just make sure your pins are in really good. And then, like I said, come in here with more of your leaves or greenery until you get that cross right here. You're at the crossway. And then stick your pin in there. And then maybe hit a small one right here to cover that up. And then I'll show you what I have done. It's kind of hard to get the exact same flowers and leaves and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I say again, it's more of a craft along. And this is kind of how mine is looking, you guys. I've kind of got that going up the side there. And if you get some of them that get to swinging too much, you know, just stick another pin in and try to settle them down there. Get you a cluster of your sticks there and just kind of stick them down and get them just stationary for you. Get several of your boughs together and just put them in as an angle, like I say, and it'll make them more secure and sturdy there. See, and there. And then once you're satisfied with how that looks, then we'll start hitting just, you know, maybe one side of it you want something kind of going over the top of it a little more. If you have some if you have some wheat sprays or something like that, and you want to pick a side that's just a little bit more, you know, I would come in up here on one of your sides with some higher wheat sprays, maybe some feathers coming up the side right here. Something for a little bit more height if you want. Or if you want to just leave it like this and we'll just start building in the center right here. Me personally, I think I am going to go up a little bit higher on my sides. I want to start coming in with some flowers here soon. But I want to leave enough room so that I can start wrapping my ribbon around as well. I don't want to go crazy with it yet, but like one spray right here, I'm coming up this extra side here. I'm coming in right behind, like the tip. Can y'all see that? Like right behind the tip of that last flower right there, or that last little berry bud. And in again at an angle, I'm putting that in. And that gives that just a little bit more on this side. So this will kind of sweep up and be more of a focal up this side right here is what I plan to do with that. And then I'm going to put one of my pretty flowers in now. And I'm going to go in behind one of these leaves here. Kind of better where you can't see it. And again, I'm going to grab several of these stems together And I'm going to put this pin in at an angle right there and secure those. And that's my first little flower right there. It's like a little focal point right there. And now then for this little piece right here, I want to add one of these little pumpkins or some kind of vegetable type of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that stem quite short right there. I just want to stick this in basically up underneath that spray that's already there and secure that. And just kind of melt that flower just a little bit because I don't want that looking cartoonish. I just want that to give it a little bit of just a little layering effect right there. So there we have a really nice, we've got that pumpkin going right there. I really, really like that. And then I have one that has a gourd on it right here that I really think is cute. And it's got some pretty interesting leaves going here with the reds and the greens. And again, I'm going to cut that a little short right there. And I'm going to come in down underneath that. And I'm going to find that pick right there that I've already put in. And I'm going to snug that down in there just as tight as I can get it. And right there. And then if I need to add a little fill in, I'm going to come in here with one of these flowers. And come in at the opposite angle is what I'm going to do. Is come in on this one. Maybe I may not. It might not let me. It might be too full. No, I'm catching. Come on. I could just get that to go where I want it to. Well, fine. I tell you what. We'll just add another pig. Is what we'll do. We'll grab us several boughs. Anything that happens like that, you guys see an area that you absolutely want something in, and it don't want to let you, you grab you a couple of your picks and you tell it what you want it to do. And by gum, that's what it's going to do. Be careful with your picks. Do not run them all the way through to where they're sticking out. Be careful of that. If you get some that gets to wanting to go caterwonky, you know, every once in a while kind of feel for that. If you've got one trying to get stabbish on you, make sure they're going through the middle. Very important. You do not want to stick one of these stick pin things in your hand, because these are really going to hurt, especially if you stab yourself with it. It's going to hurt, and I don't want y'all to get hurt. And then here we go. I'm going to get this up this pin right here because I want this flower kind of upside down right here. I guess I'm just kind of adamant about that. I wanted that flower in upside down, dadnabbit. And there it is. And it's kind of floppy and stuff, which is fine, you know, but I wanted that little, you know, that cream color yumminess right there. So, and then I'm going to come in on this leaf. Let's see, that pumpkin right there is not one to do. It's that pin. Some of these pins, you just got to get that end in over that bough. If it don't get in over that bough right, it's not going to hold your pumpkins and stuff like that. It's going to make them to where they start caterwauking on you and flopping and falling out and stuff. So, alrighty, and then from here we're just going to kind of layer down here a little bit, you guys. I just want to give this some depth and dimension down here. So kind of get up underneath your leaves and stuff. Don't forget to get one of them prawns over your this little valley right here. Right here. You want to get one of these up and over this so that it has some meat to hold on to for that to hold it. Otherwise it's just going to turn and flip and it's going to come right out. So we want to make sure that it is it's grabbing a hold of something there. So we want to grab that definitely right there. Come in at an angle always and try to get that right dead bang center of that wreath. Because again, like I said, we don't want no sharp edges sticking out of the wreath and then you run your finger across that and that's going to be very painful. And we don't want that. So anyways, I'm just kind of layering and just playing with these leaves and stuff down here on this bottom. I'm just trying to get it just a little bit more thicker so that it's got some nice substance down here, lots of interesting colors, and just a nice bed. That's kind of what I'm doing. I want my little berries and stuff showing and everything, and I'm all about some interesting color down here. So I think that's good for right now. Now then, if you guys are wanting to do a pretty bow, I've got another wired ribbon here. I think it's going to go perfect with this holiday scheme that I'm going to use. What I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do a couple of loops like this. I'm just going to layer some loops here, like 3, 4. Yeah, I think this is what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and leave a little bit of a tail down here on one side so that we've got a little bit. I'm using a wired ribbon, and all I'm going to do is just make a series of loops. I'm going to do about 4 of these little loops right here is what I'm going to do. Is come across here like this. And then I'm going to twist these like this and then wrap this bottom around here. And just kind of get this to where it's kind of like sideways is what I'm doing. And I got 4 loops right here. And whoops. And what I plan to do with this is I'm going to hold this tail, both of the tails right here, but I wanted to have some meat right here. So what I'm going to do is find me a little bald spot up in here, right here. And I'm going to lay this right here and give that a good twisting. And it just looks like a mess down there at the bottom. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just going to lay it like that and try and get this up in through this. And get this pin to stick and hold this. And then I'm going to come across this side right up here close to this bow that I've made, and I'm going to stick that in again and try and get that right over that and get that to hold right there. And then see, I can come in here and do one of these numbers. And I've got a nice fat, beautiful 4-piece. It looks like a little 4-leaf clover. And then I can twist this out, and with it being wired, we can come in here and do our finger curls. We can just wrap it around our fingers like that and it'll stay. And then you can get down here on this bottom and you can actually just twist that if you want to into a point there on the corner. You can trim that with your scissors into, you know, like a V there or whatever. I think that looks fine right there. I'm going to take the other end of mine and I'm going to kind of loop it like right here underneath this and give it a wrap or two around the frame and come up with it some and just catch that edge right there. I'm just catching that edge. Whoops. I'm just catching that edge of it right there to kind of wrap that. And I'm just going to come up a little bit with some of this, not all the way, but just a little bit to add a little bit of interest to this ribbon right here. And then at the end, I'm going to fold this and twist it so that it's pinnable on the back so that you don't see that at all. I'm just going to turn that over right there and pin it. And right in it. And that is done. And see, and we've got a little bit of interest of that ribbon coming down, and you can even pull that down a little bit more if you want to right there. And then hide it up into the leaves. And you've got your quick and easy bowl right there. I mean, whatever kind of bowl y'all want to do. I like to make these bowl bowls. Is that a word, y'all? If it isn't, I've given it life, haven't I? I like making these faux bows, And you know, they're really pretty. You do if I do them right, they turn out really cute. And I think that one there is just really sweet right there. So there's me. Oops, I've come unpinned. Oh well, we can repin it. No problem. Put it on the back. And if that happens, then just come on in here and do a crisscross with it. Do it one way and then do it again like an X with a couple of pins. If you have one that's being unruly like that and don't want to stay, so that was perfect. So I got that to pin back down there for me. So it'll quit acting stupid, as I call it. Quit acting stupid. That's, I hear people say I say that all the time. That and really, you know, I even tell inanimate objects, quit acting stupid, you know. All right, guys, I'm really liking how this is turning out right here. And I think that, you know, I don't want to go wild with this, but I think that's pretty good right there. What do y'all think? I think it's about time to come in here with a little bit of a little scarecrow or our main focal point little decoration that we was going to use. What do y'all think? I think that looks pretty good myself. And I think it's time to lay, oh, I love that little one right there. I really think I'm just going to go ahead and use her. And what I plan to do with this, if they're already on the stick, you guys, just go ahead and break that off as high up as you can. And get it laid to where you want it at. And because these are made of burlap and stuff, they shouldn't be no problem at all to just get you a little pinning area right there. And there you go. And bada bing, bada boom, it's pinned in. And then you can just kind of fluff and stuff like that. You know, if you want to lay another little piece in front of that or something to hide the feet or anything else, you know, you can just build it up. Now I've decided to add that beautiful gourd there at the end, so I'm just going to go down in underneath this ribbon right here. Scoot those down, grab some of that intersection, that tail right there, and just pop that right on down. And make sure that my gourd is visible. And just layer my cutie little, and then put my ribbon back here. That's why I love this wire stuff, you guys. I really do, because you can just twist it and mold it and make it do pretty much anything you want it to. And then I want to hide that little piece down in there. And now it's just basically a layering, you guys. I would imagine that you guys are just kind of sticking in stuff here and there. Little leaves here and there wherever you want them. And just kind of fill that in. If you find that you've got one that's a little bit too long or something like that, just trim it. Just clip it off, you know, and weave the end of it, and just get it to where you can just get some meat down in there. Spread your leaves down, just so that you can pin it. And then you can just frou-frou out the leaves and stuff and hide those, you know, and they just disappear. And I just think that's really cute, you guys, right there. I really don't think it needs much more, you know. In fact, I can just kind of weave that in like that. Well, I just like it down. Once I put it on the door, I think I'll just tend to that and twist this a little bit and fluff it around to where it's just kind of weaving and furling. But the wreath itself, I think that turned out really cute, you guys. I mean, what do you think? I think that turned out really cute for our little project for the holiday season. Let's see if we can see that behind me, if I can give you guys a good... I mean, I think that turned out really, really cute, don't you? For the holiday season. There's our other one. All done, and I think that's just as cute as a button right there. And to get you a hanger on this, you guys, all you have to do is get you a piece of twine or ribbon or whatever you want, and put it on the back of this. And again, just secure it with another one of your little pins and at an angle, and you have your hanger. And you have a really beautiful, I think that turned out really good. That's a really beautiful fall wreath. And until next time, you guys, I hope you had a really good time with this. If you're a newbie to my channel, please subscribe. We really want to have you. I plan to have a lot more fun. I've got one more wreath tutorial coming up for a grapevine wreath. So if you have one of those laying around, you'd like to see what I do with that, then come on back. Again, subscribe, stick around. I've got a lot of things planned for the holiday season, a lot of fun coming up, and that's what this channel is all about. It's a lot of good old-fashioned country fun with your host is me, Peggy Strong. And until next time, guys, I hope you had a good time. I hope I'm able to put a smile on your face. And until next time, this is your buddy Peggy, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.